Uh-oh.
Hey, race fans. If you can hear us on YouTube, we are now live again. We are unmuted. Welcome to the Speedway. I know I've said that probably 3 times now, but forgot to click the unmute button. But we are back live here on YouTube. Thanks for joining us here. A little 5 minutes late here for your Pitside Live.
So
yeah.
those of you that go back and watch this.
So there's going to be 4 minutes of no audio, so skip ahead.
Learn to read lips next week. So.
But, yeah, no, you were talking about the track with late models. I mean, that's just part of it. When it's 95 degrees out, I know, if you're around late models a lot, people will see that. But if you don't know late models and you don't see them a lot, those guys, they have big fat tires and a lot of horsepower, so they will dry out a track very quick. And it's going to be much like when the sprint cars come here. There's a good chance by the end of their heat races you're going to see a slick track top to bottom. So it's just part of the game. It's definitely hard with that big of tires, that many cars, and the temperature. It's just a kind of not really a recipe for disaster, but it's just kind of how you got to deal with it. So
I know most late model drivers were appreciative of how smooth it was. Unfortunately, when you get a smooth, slick racetrack like that, there's not a lot of passing, it seems like. It doesn't really matter what track you go to. It's typically a driver's track at that point when it's slick top to bottom like that, and there's no really grip anywhere. Your good drivers are going to excel at those kinds of racetracks, and they're going to figure out, the best way around. And it was a good driver's racetrack last week for the late model guys. I know a lot of those guys appreciate it because it's not hard on equipment. They can get a good points night in for them, but for us race fans, we like to see a little bit of character out there, a little bit more passing. So I anticipate in October for our late models that the track's going to be a lot different. The temperatures will be a lot cooler. We'll be able to maintain some moisture in the racetrack, and the racetrack won't be as hard, so you'll have a little bit more character in it. And again, there's going to be two more features coming up in October for your late models. So if you're a late model fan, make sure you show up for those races. And the Pumpkin Dash will be fun. And last week was still really good, though. Hunt the Front brought a lot of people in. There was a lot of T-shirts. Cole and I were talking about it during the radio show. Cole, you mentioned that you saw a lot of T-shirts out there, huh? A lot of fans.
Yeah, that's how it's going to be every time they go to a track. They have a huge following, especially when they come to an area that, they haven't been to. So there's going to be a lot of people. I know, I can't remember where they said they came from, but there was some people that drove over 4 hours to be here. I saw it in the comments section on their YouTube channel that they drove that far, and it's just very cool to be able to pull people from that far away. And it was awesome to have them here. I know they probably didn't run exactly how they wanted to, but I think that shows the quality of drivers. We were talking about it last week. It's just there's not very many slouches in the SLMR Tour. So
I had to chuckle watching their video when he starts out the video and he walks up the corner and he goes, "Ooh, that's a long straightaway." So obviously they're not used to running these good old half-mile tracks, that's for sure.
Well,
so
prime example, last night on Hunt the Front TV, I watched it last night. They were at Duck River last night in Tennessee. And that's just a typical red clay bull ring down there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is just turning and turning and turning. So there's not a lot of big racetracks. The only one they said that they really compare to it is Lancaster.
yeah.
But other than that, down in the southeast, there is not a lot of big racetracks down there.
Yeah, I know in that video, I think they said that's probably going to be the fastest that Jesse's ever gone. Now, obviously,
he's never been to Eldora.
Yeah, Joseph has ran Eldora, so obviously with a true super, he's going faster there.
Yep.
But still, I'm sure he was probably getting an adrenaline rush down the back straightaways here. So
the one thing, they had a lot of fun racing each other.
Oh yeah,
they were side by side a lot out there. It was fun. I mean, those guys are going.
There was
at
some
each
good
other,
in-car.
Yeah, very much so. Absolutely. So,
and it's cool for us as track prep people and things like that. It's cool to see that in-car stuff, just to see what the racetrack's like from a driver's standpoint, to see how much the launch pad actually is. And I couldn't really tell in the front stretch. You couldn't even really tell. And I know the late model guys were appreciative of that, because the first time they were here, the transponder loop was quite of a problem that night. Yeah. So I know we had a couple issues with motors that night because of the launch pad, but last weekend was super nice. I mean, there really wasn't any issue with it, and hopefully we're like that for the rest of the season, and we're probably going to have to dig it up again and do something different, because it's still not one to settle 100%. So,
well, luckily we aren't the only ones. I saw well, it's not really luckily, but I saw Marshalltown had issues with their loop. So
they
at least
even get to use transponders.
At least we can kind of feel good that we're not the only ones that have had problems. But yeah, I guess it's just the year of the transponder loops. So But no, I thought it was pretty good. I know, talking to Logan this week, I know he was a little bummed that it took rubber at the end there, but it's like what I told him. Look, that's the reality of dirt late model racing these days. When it's that hot, you got a slick track, it's just going to happen. I think it's more of something Hoosier probably needs to look into. It's like what I told you when you look into the Lucas Oil late model series. They rework the track before every feature now, and I think it's because they're tired of just dealing with those tires being so soft. So, but it is what it is. You know, we saw great features all night long. So
one thing that's incredible to me is you go up in the Northeast and you see that Super Dirt Car Series, and they're running American Racers, and they're running 300 lap features, and it doesn't rubber down.
And it's shiny black top to bottom.
It's amazing how that works, right?
Yeah. So
and I'll tell anybody that's listening that thinks about that stuff, but we've already started to take care of the problem, so we got another piece of equipment we're going to get and bring in to hopefully help do a little better job of farming this place, and
we're going to get a new disc in
a lot quicker. So we have they're using it up north, and it's been proven. So we're very anxious to get down here and get that going for ourselves, and hopefully we'll have it by the tradition. So
that'll be cool, because I'm sure a lot of the fans know this track does not. It's not easy to get reworked in a short amount of time.
Exactly.
So
well,
and this thing it goes a lot.
This
faster.
racetrack it's like a teeter-totter that it's either like this or like this. It's either soft like Play-Doh or it's hard as diamonds.
Yeah. So.
And there was a couple years ago, I remember when we first got that Lele, and we were trying to rework the top there, and the racetrack was so hard that the Lele was throwing sparks.
Yeah, it wouldn't even scratch. It's like
no,
it was the craziest thing ever.
Because the top side was so hard, and the problem with it is when you have those hot days throughout the summertime like we have here, we really haven't had much rain the last 2-3 weeks, and when it's like that, the racetrack just turns to pure concrete. And that rain that we did get this week, thank God for that rain, because we would have had to put some extra water on it. So
it seems like we couldn't not get a day without rain, and now it's like we're sitting here during the week, we're like, please, the skies open up, please.
So to change subjects really quick, go back to tonight, because we're sitting here watching the gate. But like I said, it's Aiken Building Center tonight. Alan's over there with all of his gang handing out koozies, and we're going to have T-shirts. But also want to mention that we've got the they're over there with Jeremy Ribby, looking for donations to add to the Jeremy Ribby situation for the tradition, because they'll be sponsoring the Hobby Stock feature for that night. And also Rolling Hog Barbecue, want to give a big shout out to them. They're bringing 2 bicycles. The front gate's giving each kid a pink and a blue ticket, pink for girls, blue for boys. We'll be doing that along with Bryce Allen Racing. They're going to be giving away 2 trophies either, but I want to thank Rolling Hog very much to get this thing organized. They really want to help support the kids club, the Stalker Chevrolet Junior Speedsters. They really want to help that, so we're going to do that. Also, I'll be doing 50-50 again tonight, and we're earmarking it towards the Feed the Pack. So one of our big things here locally is for the school, Feed the Pack it's called, and we're going to earmark that money, because this is also associated with Rolling Hog Barbecue, and that they feel that's a perfect cause as well as I do. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to do 50-50, and we're going to earmark it towards that. So.
Talking about the tradition race fans, we got some koozies right here. If you can see them on YouTube, they're going to be handing them out, looking for donations to increase the purse for the Jeremy Ribby Memorial, which is for this year's 2024 Napa Auto Parts Tradition, which will be held on August 23rd and 24th, Friday and Saturday. Once again, Hobby Stocks and Stock Cars are going to be running dual heat races on Friday, and their championship night will be Saturday night. So 24 laps for Hobby Stocks with a halfway stop at 12 laps for tires and fuel, and Stock Cars will be 30 laps, halfway stop at 15 for tires and fuel. And we'll see if Jim Toll wants to bring his grinder and his welder out on the front stretch again. That was hilarious last year. It was Nathan Wood was the one that was running his stock car. Good friends with Toll, and Toll's like rolling his generator out on the front stretch, and they literally hooked the tire grinder into the generator. He had a welder on there. I mean, it was crazy.
Oh, I'm sure you're probably going to see some guys out there with electric grinders now.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they thought about that. So it'd be interesting to see if somebody rolls their tire grinder stand out onto the front straightaway.
One thing that is cool about our tradition that's different than, like, let's say the Race for Hope or the Charlie Clark or anything like that have halfway pit stops is our halfway pit stop, we are allowing you to change a tire. Races like that, they don't allow you to change tires. If you do, you have to go to the back. I feel like the changing the tire makes it really cool. And I think we're also going to try to think of something like we did last year where we pick a number or whatever. Like last year, remember, I think Mike Nichols was the leader after the halfway pit stop, and he had a choice whether to stay on the point or what was it, go back to sixth.
We drew a number and determined how far they would go back.
Yep, and then it was $100 for every position back.
Yep.
So I think he drew a 6, and if he would have chosen to go back to sixth and he passed and won it, he would have won an extra $600, but he chose no. So that $600 was spread out throughout the top 6 drivers.
Yep.
So we might do something like that again. We'll see. We haven't really thought about it yet, but
and we're always looking for sponsors to do those fun kind of things. So the big shout out right now, since we're getting all this stuff organized, and I've been contacting sponsors, and we've got several lined up. But do not hesitate to call me. Facebook's message us on the website message. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. But anybody that would love to sponsor the tradition, which we always have a lot that do, any cause, any memorial in memory of, please do. We look forward to that. It adds to the purse. It's very much, it turns into a snowball effect once we start doing that. So please reach out to us on Messenger. I will be the one getting that. So I'll contact you. We'll discuss it, see which is the best way to go.
And like I said, for tradition, we are hoping race fans to have pre-registration forms out. We're going to have them down at the Coke Tower tonight for our local guys, but online we're going to plan on posting something, I believe, tomorrow. And that'll give you until right now, I believe the deadline is going to be August 20th, which is a Tuesday. So what we're doing, I'll just give a brief overview of what we're doing. Concrete pads are going to be reserved for people who pre-register only. So I want to say this. You have to pay $20 for the concrete pad, and you have it the whole weekend. You have to pre-register, though, to be guaranteed a concrete pad, even our weekly guys. So if our weekly guys don't pre-register, you are not guaranteed a concrete pad. So you still have to pre-register in order to get that concrete pad. Also, the way we're doing it this year, with the car counts that we're expected to get, and the way that we're going to have to organize the infield, unfortunately, our compact guys are not going to be allowed to park on concrete pads. Just solely on the fact that we don't want one compact guy being able to park on concrete and then the other guys don't, because it's kind of unfair. So we're just going to have to make sure that they all park on the backstretch and over in 1 and 2, because typically all those guys have smaller open trailers, and we don't want to block the racetrack for safety reasons and for the fans being able to see the racetrack. So that's kind of a gist of what we're doing. So I kind of gave you some information you haven't heard yet either.
Yeah, no, I think that'll work out well, because obviously some of the guys that we've heard are coming down or possibly coming down very, very large trailers.
Yes.
So got to do our best to make sure they fit in, and I think that'll work out well. So.
We do plan on blocking off the south pit here as well, just for Friday night to see what we have for car count, because we don't want to have to worry about overflow and worry about strategically placing our haulers and things like that. So also drivers, if you're listening to this, on that pre-register form, there's also a spot down there that says what kind of hauler you have and how long it is. Put that down for us, please, because we're going to try to strategically place these haulers the best we can so we can have as many cars in the infield as we can, so we don't have to worry about using outside pits, and we don't want to be blocking the racetrack. So yeah, pre-register form is going to be down there at the Coke Tower, I believe, tonight. Make sure you ask a question about it. If it isn't, it'll be up for sure tomorrow, because we want to give guys as much time as we can to pre-register for it, and the deadline for that will be August 20th.
Yep, and real quick, already, sponsor-wise, like I said, really look forward to that. Just to mention some already, big shout-out to Hewlett & Sons. Chuck Hewlett's going to be sponsoring the stock car class. We're looking for class sponsors for all 5 classes. I've got a sponsor for the stock car class, Chuck Hewlett at Hewlett & Sons, big supporter of our track. Former track champion himself is going to be doing that. McCurdy Farms has stepped up at $100 to the stock car purse on behalf of Greg Miller, since it's Greg Miller Shootout. I can't remember the name of that right off the top of my head. But
Yep, Greg Miller Shootout.
And it'll be shown, but it's 4,083, just like the Ribby is part of the hobby stock, which is 2012. So anybody wants to step up for any of the classes, we're looking for class sponsors. I have at least 3 more to go, so looking for class sponsors. We're also going to do a commemorative T-shirt again this year. I've already got sponsors for that. If you want to step up and sponsor the T-shirt, you can do that as well. It's another big thing to get your name on. I've already got several doing that. I've got Hy-Vee, Aiken Building Centers doing that. Man, I apologize. I don't have all of them in front of me right now.
Ramsey Grinding.
Ramsey Grinding. Yeah, thank you. Ramsey Grinding is one. So, but yeah, anybody wants to do a T-shirt sponsor, that's another one. That's a way to do it. So it'd be a huge thing. Dre's already got the shirts designed pretty much. So
they're going to be gray this year, race fans, like a wolf gray.
Yep.
So
the Napper tradition's on there again. So we've keep
but
pushing that.
Any of these 3 people, Cole, myself, or my dad, contact any of us.
Yep.
Contact anybody on the fair board. Contact people that you know that can contact us as well if you want to add some extra money to the purse. And it's better to do it.
Or be a class sponsor or be a T-shirt sponsor.
It's better to do it earlier than later so we can advertise for it.
Because they think it will sell. I mean, it will sell out, those class sponsors, and they'll be done. It'll be done. So it's a huge thing. So getting out there, get the word out now and pass the word. And Dre will keep putting that stuff on Facebook for the next several weeks. Keep putting that out there.
Well, why don't we go ahead and go to our first commercial break, and then we'll come back and start talking about some point stuff that we got. We got some cool stuff going on here.
Oh, yeah.
The last half of the season, race fans, our points battles are starting to heat up. Drivers are starting to think about it, even though they say they're not, but we know they are. So we're going to take another quick break here, first quick break of the night, and we'll be right back with you.
So what he said, he says this should all.
Too busy at work to wait in a long line at Subway? Order online at order.subway.com. Simply register with your email and password and order away. You can also download the Subway app on your smartphone. Order up to 6 subs, salads, or pizza. Ready in 15 minutes once order is submitted. Also add chips, cookies, and drinks easily. And Subway's back to normal hours Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Order online at Subway in Red Oak, Clarinda, Shenandoah. Best Finish Auto Sales and Service is proud of the quality used vehicles they sell and their dedication to serve the needs of their customers. Whether it's your first purchase or one of many that you've had, you can count on their dedicated sales staff to make the best buying experience possible. They also offer financing on your vehicle purchase. Best Finish can also take care of your service needs, from oil change, brakes, alignment, air conditioning, to any body shop and repair needs. Stop by Best Finish Auto Sales and Service at 209 Sharp Street in Glenwood for all of your vehicle needs.
What if we could harness the power of the sun by using the earth to transform the way we use energy? Water furnace geothermal systems are simply the most efficient way to keep your family comfortable. Winter or summer, day or night, rain or shine, without burning fossil fuels, giving you the freedom to focus on life.
Call Camlin Mechanical or visit CamlinMechanical.com for your water furnace needs today.
Are you interested in starting a career instead of just getting another job? Well, hop on over to Fresco System USA and let us help you find the one for you. We offer competitive wages, benefits starting day one, and so much more. You can pick up an application at 2026 Fernwood Avenue, find us on Indeed, Better Team, and Facebook, or call 712-623-8100, extension 6659. Spring into action and join the Fresco team today.
No
matter what your insulation needs are, Heartland Foam Insulators is your go-to company. From removal to blow-in to foam, they are ready to go to work for you in any type of building, whether it be an existing house, new construction, a metal building, commercial building, or a unique project. Call Heartland Foam Insulators today at 712-623-4515 or heartlandfoam.com.
Since 1892, Malvern Bank has been building community from 404 Main Street in Malvern, Iowa. For generations, Malvern Bank has been serving local businesses, families, and farms to help them achieve their goals in every step of their lives. From saving for college to planning for retirement and everything in between, Malvern Bank is your full-service community bank, here to help as you plan for the next chapter of your life. Call, click, or stop in today to apply for an account, loan, or credit card. Malvern Bank, we build community. Member FDIC, equal.
Three. Welcome back to Pitside Live here at Adams County Speedway in Corning, Iowa. Yes, we are racing. Yes, it's warm. It is the summertime in Iowa. We have plenty of cool refreshments, but I tell you what, folks, there are people still keeping the line going a little bit there. It's another great night here at Adams County Speedway with Aiken Building Center handing out things. We have a couple of tables over there. We have kids' boxcar races tonight. We're going to be shooting T-shirts tonight, so we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. So you better be getting here because it's all about fun. It's all about racing and having a good time here at Adams County Speedway.
All right, race fans, we're going to move into the first portion of the night here for our weekly racing stuff. We're going to move into our RJ Plumbing and Heating Sport Modifieds. We're going to go through our results, and then Cole's going to give us our points, top 10 in points. So if I scroll down to our Sport Modified division, it was a good race last week. Very points-wise, we'll talk about it here in a second, but it is going to be a battle here these next month and a half. So top 10 from your feature last week. 10th place was the Corn Van, the 12J car of Darren Hardesty out of Cumberland. 9th place, this was a season best finish, career best finish for Hayden Pelzer in the 91 car out of Griswold. 8th place was the 5 car of Josh Sink, salvaged some positions after going to the rear of the field for a flat tire. 7th place was a 20 car of Kirk McKay out of Lennox. 6th place was Kevin Zeitner out of Bellevue, Nebraska. Good to have the 60 car down here with us. 5th place is the 78 car of Evan Davis out of Corning, Iowa. 4th place was the 3 car of Kyle Tanner out of Fontenelle. 3rd place last weekend was the 16A car of Bryce Allen out of Stanton. 2nd place was the 58 car of Hunter Post out of Villisca. And your feature winner last week, 2nd feature win of the year, out of Creston, the 0 of Sean Kralik.
Yeah, and top 10 in points right now. Sitting 10th is Tate Hafner out of Corning, Iowa. Kirk McKay out of Lennox, Iowa in 9th. David Orr out of Council Bluffs, Iowa in 8th. Darren Hardesty out of Cumberland in 7th. Austin Hardesty 6th out of Cumberland, Iowa as well. And this is where things get real tight. In 5th, 16 back from the leader, is Bryce Allen out of Stanton. He'll be on the show shortly. 13 back is Sean Kralik out of Creston, Iowa. Evan Davis, 8 back out of Corning, Iowa. Villisca, Iowa's Hunter Poston, 4 back, and your points leader is Josh Sink out of Ankeny. And tell you what, these points have gotten tight. Trouble for your point leader 2 weeks in a row, and it is drawing all the top 5 within 16 points of the lead. So it's going to be a dogfight to the end, and we are ready to watch it.
Every position matters, but on the show here, race fans, for the 2nd time of the year, it's been an up-and-down roller coaster year for him. It's the 0 of Sean Kralik.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's probably good to be back up here, isn't it? You got something, got a nice piece under you now. You got it. Seems like you and Matt Avil are like team cars now, just racing different race cars, and it's been just all over the place, right? Started off with a Rage, had to go back to something that was like 20 years old, and now you're back in something that's new again.
Yeah, it's we had the old Assault car working pretty good and won that championship with it, and we were pretty happy with it over the years, but I suppose that was just a good way to move on to something else, and didn't want it to be that way. But anyway, no, Matt Avila has helped me a lot. Can't thank him enough. And Loeb Fabrication up there in Boone, getting that car ready for me. When it got back from getting restubbed, we built that car in 4 days, so it was a lot of work, and there's some growing pains there. That's kind of the struggle we had with it there the first couple nights, just I don't care how good you are when you shove a car together that fast and get back to the track. It's you're gonna have some issues. So, but no, overall we knew we'd get it dialed in eventually. Hopefully we can keep it up towards the front.
Yeah, and I tell you what, that's what I was going to ask. I think a lot of people were like, "Oh man, that car doesn't seem like it has a lot of speed." And that's the tough thing to tell people when you get a new car. It is so hard to come out. I mean, sometimes you get lucky and you come out and it's great the first night, but when you get a new car out like that, you really got to search and search and search. So I knew it wasn't going to be long, but it really seems like you guys got that car very, very dialed in, because I was talking with you and I didn't even know if you realized, but you guys had almost a half straightaway, you and Hunter, over Bryce Allen. So I mean, if you can do that this season, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty neat. Poston's got his stuff dialed in pretty good too. That win the following week, and no, that's actually a pretty cool deal to finish 1-2 with him. I'm sure Jeremy Houck's pretty proud of that one.
Yeah, we were talking about it when we were. It was like, well, it's a Ray Houck deal and 2 5-star trucking entries here on 1-2. So
sure, yeah, no, that meant a lot to win that race. That was a pretty neat deal. So
well, Bryce has been the class of the field this year, and that car is just so fast, and you just got something figured out again. And guess what? He won it on the bottom.
Well,
what is up with you, man, and tires? You just love the bottom, don't you?
I just like to finesse down the bottom. And I don't know, just kind of how I was taught.
You're a catfisher.
How I was taught, and just it's always worked for me well. So that's where we're at.
So I got to talk about last week. Obviously, with the late models here and how hot it was, the track was very, very slick, and that was kind of a conversation that was being had. Do you prefer it to be super, super slick, or are you do you like some tack? Or
we all like grip. I mean, it's easier to run on. I mean, honestly, in our race, there was a really, really good line on the bottom there with pretty good grip. That I guess that's where I made up all my ground on. So that worked pretty well. But no, I mean, slick, you're gonna have more cautions. People are gonna, you're gonna have more movement in the track, I guess. But there's good with bad on both, I guess. But I can't say it takes more of a driver to be on slick. Anyone can do either one. It's just you're gonna have more passing, more whatever on a slicker track, I guess. So
one thing that stands out to me, Kralik, is I don't think people realize how much work you've probably put in this year, and you and your guys. I mean, you've been through 3 different race cars this year, and not only that, but you work a full-time job and you're a farmer and all this stuff, and it's just I don't think people realize, and I could see in the emotion last week when you got out of the race car. I mean, it's just a sigh of relief, because you want to do so good, and it's just like stuff happens, and tell the people, how much work it's actually been, how many hours have you put in, man.
Yeah, it's been a fight. Like nobody wants to have to do that extra work, Normally that's a winter project, putting cars together,
right?
And
you've done it. Yeah, you've done it 2 times already this year.
Done it 2 times in a week, so I can't thank my crew enough. That's pretty awesome of them to come out and spend all that time with me in the shop and get stuff done throughout the week. Everyone works, so finding time to do stuff, it's awesome to be able to pull all that off and then show up and pull that old car out and actually do pretty good with it too. That's kind of neat. So we honestly, it sat in the barn for all them years, and we never,
I wouldn't get rid of it.
We pulled that thing out.
It's a good backup.
We were just looking at it like, my God, I don't know if we should even do this. Maybe, I don't know. So a little determination. We got that thing slammed together, and what we run that 3 or 4 weekends, I suppose, something like that. So the old girl still worked. In the whole process, we were trying to get this new car, everything done. It was sitting there with a bent frame, and sent it up to Rage and had them redo it, and just waiting on to get it back. We didn't know if we'd actually switch this year or not, or if we'd just run that old one. That 2 weeks, or that week off, the car actually got done at the end of that week we had off. So we're like, shit, we got a week. We can go ahead and slam this thing together, and started ordering stuff and pulled it off. I mean, that kicks ass that, we have that kind of help and, that kind of crew to pull that off. So it was awesome.
I think it says a lot about the hard work you guys have been putting in, because, I mean, after how your season has gone, did you ever think you would only be 13 back from the points lead?
No, I honestly, guys, I haven't been until here recently, and everyone's been talking about it. I didn't even know. I honestly didn't care. I was just like, we just need to try to get our –
It's crazy, though, that you're only that far back.
Yeah, no, it is wild. We were more concentrated on just getting our own program together. Bryce is fast. Never going to take that away from him. But we're out there at 75%. He's out there at 100%. You can't fault the guy. He's kicking ass. So we just knew we had to get our everything in order, and the wins would come. So
it's good for us race fans because it is going to be a wild one here these last few weeks. And I know points racing's stressful. I know you're not thinking about that. You're just going for wins. But at this point in time, it's just got to feel good that you finally got something reliable that you know is going to work now. And that first week when you did bring it to the racetrack, I was surprised on how well it actually went. I know some people were like, "Oh man, he was slow." I'm like, "Not really. This is the first time he's ever been in this race car. It really didn't. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't terrible. We were super tight for the track, and it was pretty heavy that night, and just not being comfortable in the car yet. I mean, just small things that you literally, when you're in the same car all the time, the seat's right, everything's where everything's where you want it. You jump in a new car, it's just growing pains. It is what it is, but. We rolled off a couple top fives with it, but we knew we could be better with it, and hopefully we can keep it up, keep everything going on it.
You have a name brand race car now.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, isn't it?
It's kind of like going from from like a Russell Athletic to like an Adidas or a Nike or something. Because I mean, Rage is well known, and you've got a nice support there from Logue Fabrication and Matt Avil. I mean, Jonathan Logue's a Super Nationals Sport Mod winner, and Matt's obviously shown speed in his race car, and they're, I mean, that's two good people to go to.
Yeah,
so
absolutely, that was part of the decision, I guess. So everything worked out.
They talked you into getting a Rage.
They didn't really have to talk me into it. I just, I'm glad they were there to, to be there to help me and offer it up. I guess that was pretty neat. So.
Where did it come from? Where did this car come from?
Well, that was Brad Bergen's car that he bought new, and then Jeff James had it. And
that's what I thought.
Got in that wreck.
I heard a rumor, but I didn't know if it was true or not.
So it was sitting in the weeds, all wadded up, and it needed front stubbed, and we went ahead and just pulled the trigger on that, and got it done, and it seems to be fast still. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think that's something that race fans don't realize at times is just how important that technical support is from a chassis manufacturer. I know maybe not directly coming from Rage, but obviously Logue and Avila, they're doing their thing with Rage, and I mean, it's huge. It's huge. I know a few guys that have some cars where they don't really get the technical support that they'd want, and it's tough. It's really tough whenever you're lost on a car.
And you're kind of doing it on your own.
Yeah.
And with you, Sean, I mean, there's no way you could have done all this on your own.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
My crew is awesome, and all my sponsors for helping me get there. Absolutely can't thank them enough. I got
go through and talk.
Absolutely. Got a few people I like. Well, my parents, Crawlick Farms, Haynes Farms, 5-Star Trucking, Redman Construction, Napa of Creston, Stevenson Trucking, Jameson's Farms, Don's Body Shop, Hess Trucking, Calhoun Farms, Allager Farms, Murphy Family Farms, Tucker Schmidt Trucking, Avila Racing Suspension, East River Ag, Logue Fabrication, and Rage Chassis. They're all the people that make this thing work, so that's why we're here.
Well, I know you're going for wins, Sean, but it's just good to see you back really competitive again. For the race fans, it makes it super competitive. I mean, you got guys like Hunter, who's really dialed in now, but Bryce has always been the man to beat. And I was waiting for the 16A last week to start catching you guys, and he never did.
A late caution would have maybe changed some stuff up too, but just making quick work and getting to the front. I did not do that last week at all. I think I fell back quite a ways and had to work back up through. It kind of got shuffled down and shuffled back, and so I mean, everything just kind of worked out. And a few late race cautions could have changed that whole race. Who knows? But maybe not.
Yeah. Got anything else for him?
Well, I was going to tell him to try to keep that Marvin Hendrickson in line next to him.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, because I think maybe he should probably keep us in line. But I enjoy pitting next to him. That's pretty neat. I had no idea he was going to be there.
Neither did Cole, his own son.
Yeah, I had no clue. So I tell you what, if you ever get anybody upset at you, you got the right guy next to you, because he'll jump in on any fights or anything. So you got a good bodyguard over there.
Yeah, we have a lot of stories. We used to do some trucking together and stuff. So. Yeah, I didn't know he was going to be there. It was pretty neat.
All right, race fans. Well, we'll wish you luck tonight, Sean. It's going to be hot, so make sure you drink plenty of water tonight.
Thank you, Doctor.
So that was the driver of the Zero car, Sean Crawlick. Crawlick, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take another quick commercial break here, and we're going to come right back with you here on Pitside Live.
What's going on? Oh, we good?
furniture, appliances, mattress sets, lift chairs, bedding, recliners, and more. S&S Appliance, your hometown furniture store in Clarinda, just received a large shipment of appliances. They have a huge selection of stoves, refrigerators, chest freezers, and microwaves. And if you need a mattress set, they have them, plus bamboo sheet sets. They offer full service from start to finish with competitive price guarantee. S&S Appliance also offers delivery and installation. Stop by S&S Appliance on the square in downtown Clarinda.
This is Josh with Shore Motor Company in Clarinda. We want to be your GM dealer. We have highly qualified and trained technicians ready to work on your vehicle. Anything from recalls to warranty work and beyond, we are your GM dealer. Our service department is open 6 days a week for all your service needs. We even have an express lane for those no appointment quick oil changes. Visit our website at shoremotor.com to request an appointment or give Mike or Amanda a call at 712-542-6581. We are your GM dealer. Shore Motor Company, just south of the square in beautiful Clarinda.
Just as your local State Farm agent teams combine good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. This is your local State Farm agent, Dave Carball, and we promise to deliver the service you deserve at the price you want. My State Farm team will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call us today at 712-623-5639 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back, race fans, to Pitside Live here at Adams County Speedway. It is Aiken Building Center night, and we have our next guest right here available to us, Robert Whaley from Aiken Building Center. Welcome aboard, and thank you guys for supporting us once again here at Adams County Speedway.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
So,
we love sponsoring this, and all of our employees love coming to this, and it's like a big day for us to come here and enjoy the races, and it's pretty cool.
It's been a long time coming now for Aiken Building Center, and you're kind of like the guinea pig. You're just the guy that gets to talk, right?
Every time.
Alan doesn't like doing that.
Yeah.
No.
Robert used to coach sports, so he ain't afraid of this stuff. So
no.
I mean, and like I tell everybody, it's like, well, number one, when you're just on radio, it's just like you're just BSing, but I ignore that camera, so I don't even worry about that thing. Whatever they see. I don't, whatever. So, like, I mean, like I said, I have a face for radio, but not for that thing. So, anyway, so welcome aboard. I know Alan, he is such a great guy to deal with.
He's been our corn throwing man this year.
So
we've used that thing a couple times this year.
The biggest deal.
It's made for some really good pictures.
That has been one of the biggest hits of the year. I mean, we get it out there. Kids
that corn chair that he's got.
The corn throne, we call it, and the kids want to get in and have their picture taken, and it's like, so Iowa Corn was one of our big sponsors a few weeks ago for our friend, and then we had a corn head for them, and it was just, they absolutely loved that thing. So
that's awesome. We take it around to all the stores too, and put it on display there, and the kids come in, they love it.
It cracks me up, and I know he was real protective of it. I said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it."
So, I mean, you don't want nothing to happen to it.
I won't. I did. I made sure that thing was. So it was good. And we had corn stalks, and I took Aiken 5-gallon buckets, and we put the corn stalks in the buckets too. So I had a little bit of advertising for on that too. So, but
good deal.
I'm a cobbler, and I used to work for a carpenter before I started teaching, and then I started. Yeah. But anyway, I still can do it, and it's so great to have a local building center in our area, 4 locations, can compete with the big box stores. And it's so nice to have you guys available right here in our hometown. So, and I know you guys do a great job. What I like, too, is you can go and cabinetry, stuff like that. You guys have the design centers there and do all that stuff. And so carpeting need, flooring
delivery's big. I always see that. I always see the I always see them driving around all the time. So they're always driving the speed limit, too.
Yeah, right. So it's big to us because, as you know, all the storms we've had around here and all the things that's happened. I mean, being here for the community to help out. I mean, we donate, we do things to help the community, and Alan's big on that. He never turns us down when we come to him with a person that need a donation for something. I mean, kids,
Yep.
cancer, whatever
Yep.
it is. I mean, now with all the storms, I mean, we're really
Yep.
busy, and we try to make people good deals, and we do a lot of delivering to these areas around here and try to help out
'Cause you
with the
got
storm.
Creston, Atlantic, Clarinda, Corning. I mean, and that's the heart and center of the tornado alley we had this year.
Right,
So, I mean,
that's
every one of
big.
those areas got hit pretty
Yes,
much. So
that's
I know
big.
east of Creston and Afton area got hit good. We
Yeah.
got nailed. Up by Atlantic,
Villisca.
everywhere. Yeah, Villisca got hit hard too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So north and west of Villisca, everything down by Clarinda, even Hepburn. I
Yeah.
mean, so that's what's neat. I mean, you guys are right here where. You got, and like you said, he's great at supporting the area.
Yes, he
I
is.
call him up. He's always all for having an Aiken Building Center night.
Yes.
Just called him this week about the tradition we're having and our T-shirts.
Yep.
He wanted to help sponsor that too, so we thank him very much for that. So, because you get a big, that's a big deal where you get your name on those T-shirts and everything. So
We're fortunate that
that's a big
Alan's
deal.
a race fan.
Oh, yeah. He loves
and,
racing.
And he keeps telling me that he's going to Talladega, which
Yeah,
is why
he
on the
loves
back
it.
of these hats we got Yellowwood. So I know Yellowwood's
Yeah.
a big sponsor now.
Yeah,
and,
they're a big sponsor. They partner with us on a lot of
Yep.
different things that we do. Our billboards that we
Yep.
have out there, they sponsor with us on that, and they're willing to pitch in no matter what we
I
got
forget,
going on.
Since we're TV, and you got that, but you got this, but we got the Aiken shirts, but we're gonna have got
Yeah.
Yellowwood on the back. They're,
Yeah,
so
even
they're-
this one.
So the
There
yeah,
you go.
so the fans
That's stitched, man.
Oh,
so these
yeah.
are the ones I'll be rolling up, and we're gonna be shooting out in the crowd tonight. So,
Good deal, yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna have fun with that. So
But yeah, that's pretty big for us, and I mean we have a lot of good employees. If you come into one of our locations, they'll try to help you to figure out what you're doing, plumbing, electronics,
Yep.
anything you're doing. We have people in our locations that can help you with it.
It's one of the only companies that I know of where they're based out of Corning, but Corning is the smallest store.
Yeah, it's the smallest of us.
Yeah, and you're based out of Corning. It's so weird. It's like Corning's the smallest store, but their locations in Corning, Atlantic, Creston, and Clarinda. So, are you
That's
still in
right.
Clarinda?
Yep,
You're still in Clarinda.
Yep.
Yep. It's,
And the good thing is, whatever you want, we can get it.
absolutely,
That's the good thing.
Yeah, you
It don't
come
matter
here-
what it is,
Right,
we
you
can
come
get it.
here, you got the computer. Clarinda's
Yeah.
got 40 of them. We'll just bring them up from there. Stuff
Yeah,
like that. I mean,
we can get it.
It's
So-
no different. So yeah, I mean, it's not like if you go in the store and it's not there, you're
We
going to
can
get it
get
to
it.
them either that day or the next day, and no problem. 'cause
That's right.
Somebody can deliver it or whatever. So that's what's great about it.
Yeah.
I know you're also probably not immune to like everything else, where you guys are always hiring, probably like
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
else. So
Always hiring.
good-
We're looking
good-
for help right
good
now.
place
If
to
anybody
work.
looking for
Great
somewhere
place
to
to
work.
Yep. So
A good family atmosphere.
Yep. So absolutely. So
Yep.
So sorry, I retired. I'm not looking for a
It's
job
normal
yet, so.
hours too. It's normal
Well,
hours.
Yeah, it's normal hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's.
It's mostly 8 o'clock to 6.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, all of our locations. Some shifts are 7:30 to 4:30. So we are adjustable. If you need part time, we have that too. So
Yep. Open on Saturdays. And
Yep,
stuff
open
like
on
that.
Saturdays.
So it's
Yep.
like I said, we go there for the racetrack stuff. Yellowwood.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's where all this lumber that's on these bleachers come from.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
and we still
That's
got some
right.
over there to do. So
Yeah.
But yeah, it's they've always been good at going through them and getting that lumber too. So. Luckily, we didn't get hit by any of the storms. But
Yeah,
everybody
we
around
didn't have
us
to
did,
worry
so-
about it, but-
so,
yeah.
So yeah, it's So did you guys have a pretty big influx of business because
Yes.
of that?
Yes, we
Probably
did.
didn't you?
I'm sure.
Yes.
So.
Big. I mean, especially shingles.
Unfortunate
Oh, boy, yeah.
circumstance.
Yeah.
You don't want to
Yeah.
have an influx because
No.
of that, but
No.
Yep.
But yeah, and we've been able to get all the shingles people need.
yeah,
and-
I'm sure it was a
and
lot of
supply 'em.
roofing stuff.
Yeah.
And the other thing, when things like this happen, the thing that upsets me is you get the tornado chasers in here looking for jobs, and a lot of them
Yeah.
are roofers.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, don't give them your estimation sheet. If they
No.
come in, I said, no, tell them to give you a bid. They
There
don't
you
need
go.
to see that thing. It's
Yeah.
like they're
And
taking
we have a
advantage
list.
of you.
We have
Exactly.
lists at all of our yards of all the contractors
That's what I
that
was
we
just
deal
gonna-
with.
That's why I was bringing this up.
Yeah,
Exactly why.
trustworthy people
Yep.
that'll take care of you,
Correct.
and you ain't got to worry about
Yep,
it.
that's what I was bringing that
because
up. for that
they're
exact reason.
local people.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the whole reason I was bringing the story up because you
Yep.
guys have great people that you guys know who you can refer, and they're
Right.
all local and they're trustworthy.
They're
and
trustworthy
they deal business.
people.
Yep. So
Yeah.
and I know a lot of them. So
Yeah,
that's the thing.
that's
so
right.
That's what I was saying. Don't fall into prey to those guys traveling around.
Nope.
And
Nope.
I laughed when we got hit several years ago, and the guy knocked on my door and he goes, "Well, I have to see your estimate." I said, "No, you don't have to see my estimate."
No.
I said, "I want a bid. I don't want nothing else."
No, that's right.
See you later.
Yeah, there you go. They all come in the area and they try to take business away
Yep.
from people around here, and most of them will do something and take your money and be gone.
Yep,
So
exactly
Life
right.
lessons
I
here
wouldn't
at
trust
Pitside
it.
Live.
And most, and most of those
Yeah.
guys you have on your list, and when it's emergency stuff like this,
Yeah.
they'll get to you right away. Usually.
will.
They will tell if they have, they'll have projects on the books, and they'll say, "Sorry, we're gonna have to push you back because we got to do
Yep,
this emergency
we got
stuff
emergency
for people."
stuff. Yeah.
And believe me, their customers are gonna know that. Their people are gonna
Yeah,
know that.
people
So,
understand that.
yeah, if it's a remodel job, sorry, I got to put you on hold for a couple of weeks.
There you go.
That's understandable. So,
Yeah.
but that's the thing I like to make sure everybody understands is that's what's great about local, not the big stores, is they can refer you to who needs the help.
That's
You
right.
got- you guys have the people right there in the store that's knowledgeable. I'll go in there and I'll just like, okay, I can't remember the name of this, but it's this. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that
Yeah.
just and I hate plumbing, but I'll do it. And went to the store the other day, and you just need this new. It just puts on there and like it just grabs it and don't even. I said, technology. I'm like, yeah, that's so much simpler than taking a flare tool and trying to solder it. And I'm like, well, man,
Yeah, things can change.
I guess I'm not as dumb as I used to be as on this plumbing stuff. I make it a little easier. It's plumbing for dummies now. So
Yep,
but
that's
yeah,
right.
it's the thing is so.
Yeah.
Anything else you had on your mind you want to talk about or?
Nope, I just appreciate this night. I appreciate Alan doing this for our employees, letting them come out and enjoy themselves. I mean, it's a big night for us every year, and we try to get more and more people here every year. And
You get air
and
conditioning up
involved.
there tonight too.
Well, don't
Yeah.
fight over it. I can only we can probably cram 20
Yeah, we'll
in
probably
there, but
fight over there.
I got more room on the other side, but you can always knock on the door and say, "Heaven, let me in for a little while."
I
'cause
know.
You've got air conditioning on the other side too. So
There you go. Yep, but I just appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
I mean, we appreciate it, and if y'all
Absolutely.
need anything, just let us know.
absolutely.
All right.
All right, race fans, that was Robert Whaley from Aiken Building Center in the Clarinda store, and we're going to take another quick break. We're going to come back with some race car drivers here on Pitside Live.
Too busy at work to wait in a long line at Subway? Order online at order.subway.com. Simply register with your email and password and order away. You can also download the Subway app on your smartphone. Order up to 6 subs, salads, or pizza. Ready in 15 minutes once order is submitted. Also add chips, cookies, and drinks easily. And Subway's back to normal hours Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Order online at Subway in Red Oak, Clarinda, Shenandoah. Best Finish Auto Sales and Service is proud of the quality used vehicles they sell and their dedication to serve the needs of their customers. Whether it's your first purchase or one of many that you've had, you can count on their dedicated sales staff to make the best buying experience possible. They also offer financing on your vehicle purchase. Best Finish can also take care of your service needs, from oil change, brakes, alignment, air conditioning, to any body shop and repair needs. Stop by Best Finish Auto Sales and Service at 209 Sharp Street in Glenwood for all of your vehicle needs.
All right, race fans, welcome back to Pitside Live here at Adams County Speedway in Corning, Iowa. We're going to shift to our next class. It's our Northland Doyle stock cars. Going to go over results from last Saturday night, and then we're going to go over points for our stock car class. So if I can find the stock cars here, there they are, top 10 in your stock car division. 10th place was the 97 of Mark Karg. 9th place, good to have him here from the Oskaloosa area, the 19 car of Donnie Pearson. I do believe he plans on being here for tradition as well. The 8th place car was the 62 of Riverton Rick. That's Rick Barton. 7th was Luke Ramsey. 6th was Catfish John Kinzer. Top 5, 5th was a 70 of Jesse Dennis. 4th was the double nickel of Steve Churchill. 3rd was the 31 of Nick Woodard. 2nd place was the 0 of Tony Hardesty for the 2nd week in a row. And your winner last Saturday night out of Avoca, Iowa, Jason Roll. Jason will be on the show here in a second. We're going to go to points.
10th in your points is Steve Churchill out of Creston, Iowa. 9th, Luke Ramsey out of Bedford. Mark Carg out of Clarinda in 8th. 7th is Nick Woodard out of Corning, Iowa. And 6th is John Kinzer out of Corning, Iowa.
That's the battle for 6th.
And that's the battle for 6th. We saw it on Facebook, a heavyweight battle there between those two for the coveted 6th place
punches thrown for 6th place.
Running out your top 5 right now, great season going, is Lance Swartz out of Corning. 4th, another great season going, is Rick Barton out of Riverton, Iowa. 3rd is Tony Hardesty out of Corning, 72 back. And one of your other points races that are very, very close after trouble for your points leader, you got Jesse Dennis in 2nd, 2 points back from your points leader, Brad Derry out of Bedford,
And that's
Iowa.
going to go down to the wire.
Yeah, that's going to be – you want to talk about a heavyweight battle. That is – yeah.
But there might be a guy that might steal some wins from him. Guy to my right, Jason Roll. What's up?
How you doing, guys? I'm glad to be here. I wasn't sure if we'd make it this year or not.
Yeah,
but,
we're down here in the air conditioning.
Yeah, I was looking forward to going upstairs tonight. You know, it's only 95 out. So last year, I think we were upstairs in the AC, right?
Yeah,
so,
we were. This is the first time we've been back down here since we're now able to stream down here with our Wi-Fi, so it works good. So
that's good, and all the fans are here, so that's not bad either. You can see what's going on while you guys are talking.
Well, you've kind of raced more this year than you have the past couple of years. I mean, you've been pretty busy for the most part.
For 3 weeks,
yeah,
4 weeks.
You went to Sioux Falls. I mean,
yeah, Mike Nichols talked me into going up there with him, and I don't know. You guys have been to Huset's, right? So I mean,
I have.
If you start in the back, you pretty much stay in the back.
It's a sprint car track that tries to race late models.
And I'll tell you what. So Mikey and I both drew bad. And so did Dallin Murdy, and we were all in the B feature, the 3 of us.
Oh, yeah. You can't pass.
None of us made the invert. Of course, those 2 got in on provisionals.
Right.
But I'm sitting in the trailer watching. So, you know, we went up there, but last week we had heating.
Pretty wide straightaways up there, right?
Oh, yeah. Holy smokes. I tell you what, I've been going there for many years, and it's a great sprint car track, like you said.
Facility's beautiful.
It is. It's awesome, and I did it, right? I drove on the track. It was fun after all those years of watching, but I'll probably stick to spectating on that deal next time. But it was still a fun experience. And
Dirt Crown's tough, and we know that. You know that. Stock car racing is tough no matter where you go. I mean, we're small in numbers down here, but there's still a lot of good guys down here. It doesn't matter what track you go to. But you've raced around here long enough now that it's just you just kind of – do you really change anything, or you just come and race? I mean –
I've tried all kinds of stuff, but it seems like I always go back to what always works, you know.
Yeah.
And anytime and everything will work a little bit. It just suits different people's driving style, and I kind of figured out what works well for me. And every time I try something else, it just never is as good as Old Faithful setup that I've used for years, right? So I just keep going back to that.
Don't fix something ain't broke.
That's right, exactly. So it. We just kind of stick with our base and go from there. I see people tweaking this and that and all the other. Really, the only thing we change is pretty much tires, heat race tires and feature tires now. So I don't change much outside of that, and kind of know what works for us, so we stick with it.
Yeah, and I say that's why in fantasy he's always my old reliable. I know if I pick him, he's going to be somewhere in that top 5.
Hey, there's Chuck.
Good, so.
You know that guy. That's old Chuck Hewlett.
Oh, yeah. Good to have him here around the racetrack still.
Need to get him back in a race car.
That's right. We need a few of them.
He's going to be your title sponsor for the stock cars for the tradition. So.
That's great. We're looking forward to that race, as we do every year. It's good to have him sponsoring that.
I told you during the interview last week, $4,000 to win.
Yeah.
We've never raced for that kind of money down here ever.
No, so. I mean, that's great. I mean, it's an impressive payout. We're looking forward to that race, obviously, as we do every year. And the format's interesting. I haven't ran that format with the 2 heat races before. I never.
You never went to Cornhusker?
No. I never made that race at Cornhusker. I've raced it out at I-80 a few times, but not for that particular race. So
one thing that we noticed and why we chose it was it puts on really good heat racing because guys are racing like a feature. I mean, you're trying to pass as many guys as you can.
Yeah.
And if you start on the pole, your first heat race, your second heat race, you'll get to go to the back. You'll start in the back, and then, believe it or not, where you want to start is like 5th or 6th, both heat race. That's what you want.
That makes sense. If you want to pass people and get some points for that, that's where you got to start, is in the middle or towards the back. So.
Yep.
Yeah, there's not very many shows you go to where you're going to be real stoked on a 50 draw.
Yep.
No.
Well, one thing the tradition has always been about ever since I was a kid is it's our local guys versus the guys that come in and see who's better.
Yep.
And I feel like our local guys, there's 6 or 7 of you that are really strong this year, and I feel like you guys are going to have no problem competing with these guys because this is such a technical racetrack. So
yeah, I mean, I think you see it too. If we go out and race in other places, I've done it for a long time, and it seems like we're always competitive. Houston's kind of an outlier, but
I didn't count that.
That's a different deal up there.
I actually said that when you said you were going up there, I'm like, man, I wonder what Jason's going to think of that place.
Yeah, so. But you take us up to Harlan or you take us to Motown or Boone. I've had really good success at Boone at the Nationals up there. They're just, you get out of Southwest Iowa and you go to travel around to some different tracks and have some decent success there too. Up at Alta is another place, but you take the top, heck, almost anybody in the class that we have here right now competing can go to a lot of those other tracks and compete. So I hope we get 30, 40, 50 stock cars in here. That would be awesome. On the flip side of that, I want one of our local guys to win it.
Right.
I think we got a pretty good shot at that. So
I think, and I know Scuba's our title sponsor. When we told him that we were running for $4,000 to win, man, Scuba's like, "You're kidding." I'm like, "No, that's what we're doing this year." He's like, "Thank you," because we're trying to make it an event and not just a glorified weekly show. And making it a 2-day event, race for big money, that seems like what guys want to do. I mean, for specials. Race car drivers want to race for the big money. That's what they want.
I was concerned at first because it was in August, right? But you got a lot of other tracks that aren't running that weekend, so that's going to help a lot without, Marshalltown and Boone. I don't think they're running that weekend.
Boone is, but they're just running like
it's a Sunday practice.
Yeah.
So,
see, so that... that's going to be okay.
Yeah,
as long as
those guys can always make it the next day. They'll be all right.
And Norfolk, Nebraska's not racing.
Good.
And I believe Eagle's not racing either.
Okay.
So that'll be good for Nebraska guys. I know Dre's got a lot of pull with his rap stuff over in Nebraska.
Yeah.
So he's been really trying to recruit guys to come over from Nebraska, like Jordan Grabowski, guys like that.
Yeah, and
like
I've been
Benji
pushing
Leg
hard too for my triangle people, but it's.
Well, I know Mike probably can't make it because it's Harlan's championship night.
Yeah, and
I saw that because he's racing for points.
Well, we were talking this week. I told him just get a 40-point lead over Wahoo, and then he won't have to worry about it. He can just get down here, But I give those two a hard time a lot.
Oh, yeah. I know Wahoo, I think, said he plans on being here. So
well, that's good.
Well, there you go, Mike.
Yeah.
His closest competitor isn't going to be
I
there.
don't think Wahoo really cares that much about points. He travels a lot. I mean, Mike Nichols does. I mean, but I think Wahoo's planning on being down here. I mean, it's $4,000 to win, and
right
at a track that he's really good at. So
yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Hopefully, he's here. Hopefully, everybody local gets down here, and then we get some out of town folks. I know Nathan Wood was in last year, and we get a bunch of others that come down, from out of town. So. Yeah, hopefully we get.
Hopefully it'll be fun.
Yeah, hopefully we get Buck back and
they are
Todd
coming. They
and
will
those
be
guys
here.
back in.
They're helping us recruit actually. So
good.
They're going to be here. So
yeah, I mean it'd be great to have all those guys back here to race against. It's always fun racing against, a full field of cars and a lot of great cars too. I mean, like you guys said, we've got some really good weekly cars here. We just don't have quite the numbers that we'd like to have. So getting 24 in an A feature of all top quality cars would be great, and get 30, 40 and running some B features would be outstanding. So,
and I mean the whole purpose of it is to get a bigger car count and to run those heat races and make the Friday night a little bit shorter for you guys, so you guys don't have to use so much tires and fuel, and have fun on Friday night and not stress about it as much. And if you make it into the show, great. You only have to race one race on Saturday.
Well, that's that would be great. Hopefully, I draw a little better than I did last time I drew. But
yeah, drawing will be key. But the good thing is with this dual heat race format, Joe Koziski always said, with the dual heat race format, you can really race your way out of a bad draw.
For sure. And if you draw a 1 and you start on the pole and you don't win, you're in trouble. So
right.
You're probably better off starting in that third, fourth row than you
drawing
are
like
on
a
the front
50
row.
pill or something.
Yeah. if you draw a 1, you better check out. That's for sure. So,
well, I tell you what's your schedule look like? Been running a little bit of a part-time thing here, and I mean that's kind of how you've done it the last few years. What's your schedule look like the rest of the year?
So, believe it or not, last Saturday was only the second feature we finished all year.
Oh, wow.
The first couple nights we had heating issues, so we only ran half the feature, and the beginning of the year, planting season was terrible. We had I had to replant most of my beans, and some fields 3 times, so it was, and I had Caden, my oldest, graduated from high school, so we had all that, so it was, almost July before we even got on a racetrack. But now we're going strong, so we plan on being here. Probably not every night the rest of the year, but most. We might miss 1 or 2, but and then we're going to run some specials in the fall. So haven't really determined what that looks like yet, but and obviously it'll depend on harvest and how that's going. But in September we'll run a few. Probably won't run Boone. I've done that. 10 or 15 times. I'm good now at this point. I'm not quite as young as I used to be. That's a young person's venue there.
That's a long week.
Yeah, I mean, my kids want me to go race it again, but I don't know. They're going to have to talk pretty loud to get me there again. Maybe in a couple of years.
Well, of course they want because they want to get out of school.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
They don't want to go to school.
Yeah, you're exactly
all
right.
All the kids when I teach at Lennox, all the kids are like, like Luke Ramsey's kids and Buddy's kids are like, oh, let's go race. I'm like, yeah, it's because you guys want to get out of freaking school.
That's right. I don't blame them. I'd have been the same way when I was their age. I know I was that way when I was their age. But, yeah, I don't – someday we might do that again. But, looking at other specials this fall, I haven't raced the new track at Harlan since they reconfigured it to the small version. So
maybe Tiny Lund.
I don't know. We'll just kind of – wing it,
Well, we've got Tradition and Pumpkin Dash down here. So
that's true. So I'll be at those two.
You get the race for a pumpkin.
That'd be all right.
You get to smash a pumpkin, and then the trophy will have that LED pumpkin on top of it. They're pretty sweet.
That's not quite as fun as shooting those.
The 6-shooters. Yeah, those were cool.
Those were
pretty fun. And then COVID hit, and McCunsick to that. So.
Oh man, that was a blast. I love that. I'd love to win that thing again.
Yeah.
I know there was a drawing at the end of the year. I think
we're still trying to
Weta won those that year that I wanted. I was jealous of that. I tell you, I wanted those.
We're still trying to sweet talk them again to try to do that again. But ever since COVID hit, they've been pretty hesitant about that stuff. So.
I suppose that was fun though.
Yeah, Weta won them. I think Weta won the firearm like twice.
Well, he won them the year I won that. I know
because Weta always won the King of the Hill. It seemed like, and then I'm pretty sure he won the drawing at the banquet twice.
Well, he's lucky. I need to have him draw for me then.
Yeah, those 6-shooters were pretty sweet.
They were.
I think they were Smith and Wess's. I think is what they were. So they were pretty sweet. So, before we get you out of here, you got a list of people you need to thank. So thank some people, and we'll get you on out of here. So
yeah, no, there's a lot of people that help get us to the track and get us around, and without them, we wouldn't be here. So I'm getting older and really appreciate the help and support that these guys provide. So first and foremost, got to thank my wife Jessica. My 2 sons, Caden and Kevin. Like I said, Caden's off to college, so I'm going to be without one. So Kevin's going to have to pick up a little bit of the slack there. He's going to UNI. Yep, same place that I went. We went and looked at it, and he fell in love kind of like I did. So I'll get to go back and visit the alma mater again. My mom and dad, they've been putting up with this for many years, and my dad still comes every week. It's really nice to have myself and my boys spend time with him and travel and do this. So Larry and Sandy Peterson, they've been helping us for quite a few years now too, from Avoca. And then Kristen and Adam Cronin, their boys, Parker and Blair, also come when they can. They're super busy like the rest of us, but they also try to get out as well. And then sponsors, Southwest Iowa Outfitters, Cody and Cole Winther have done so much for us and call and check in and text and try to get to the track. And I know Cody's had some health issues. Hope he's doing much better now, and I know he was getting around, so hopefully he gets back out here to the track soon. Miss seeing him. And then PPI, Preferred Properties of Iowa, with Cole Winther as your agent there. Crone Farms in Avoca, Ag Business Crop Insurance in Atlantic, Brock Partlow in Atlantic. He's been helping us for a few years too, so appreciate that. Dwayne Pelzer, Dwayne's Repair Service, we need to get him back to the track too, either in the car or at least as a spectator or down in the pits turning some wrenches. So I need to go harass him a little bit as well. Jim Wyman at JD Wyman Motorsports, they've been with us for, almost since I started it, for sure since the late 90s. So appreciate Jim and everything that he does. Performance Bodies, my buddy Brian Gerst, running the show up there now for Scott at Performance Body, so appreciate everything he does for us. And then you guys here at Pitside Live, I'll tell you what, this is a great show. A lot of people don't understand what we have here in Corning.
We're just a local racetrack that's able to do this kind of stuff.
It's amazing, right? I mean, Jerry and the crew over at KCSI allowing you guys to come on and do this, and everybody to hear what's going on locally, and the reach is pretty broad too. I mean, I listen to KCSI in Avoca all the time, so you're talking an hour north of here, and you can still listen to it. So it's great to have that. And then last week, Extra Money put out there by Jeremy Houck for the Ray Houck Memorial. Want to say special thanks to him for doing that, and I know he does it every year. It's always great to win that race. I've won the Houck Memorial a couple times too since we've done that, and Ray was promoting for a long time when I started coming down here, and it's great to have that memory and that race every year. Great crowd last week also.
Fantastic.
The fans came out.
Well, you looked and you were like, whoa.
Well, yeah. I mean, anytime you can win, it's great. But if you win in front of a packed house,
and it was on TV,
it's
too.
that much better. Yeah. I mean, it's great. I said it in Victory Lane last week, I think, but the fans of Adams County Speedway are amazing. They've been coming here for many years, and typically it's a packed house. So really like to see that. Really like to see everybody come out. Really nothing better to do on a Saturday night, right, than come watch races in Corning, Iowa.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Ralph Cole, you got anything else?
Well, I think one thing I've never had the chance to tell you, I appreciate your guys' attention to detail on your guys' cars. I mean, it is every time your car rolls out of the trailer, it always looks good. And I'm snobby about wraps, and your car just always looks good. So
he's had the same kind of design of it.
Yeah, but it's
always just
it's so clean.
It looks good.
Yeah, we used to have red. I've had white. I've had blue. I've had black. But this black, blue, and neon, we really like that, and I appreciate that. Yeah, we try to keep it clean. It's a lot of that goes down to the racers and fellow racers here. John Kinzer and I were talking a couple weeks ago when he won, and I
finished second. You guys didn't
even
touch once.
No, I mean, we were racing side by side, and you can do that here. People respect each other's equipment. Most of us are wrenching on our own stuff and paying for our own stuff. And
one thing I notice a lot when I watch other racetracks, I always look at the door panels of stock cars. And I would say, that's a local guy here. Man, his car's mangled. I'll bet you they race like that, and then come feature time, they do.
Yeah. You can tell.
Yeah.
And you kind of, that's a good way to put it. You can tell where you're racing, who you're racing against, what the car looks like, where you need to be and not be. Maybe want to go below a couple guys because you think the sliders may not be super clean, but here everybody races with respect, and I appreciate that.
Everybody takes care of their stuff.
I know John really appreciate. I don't know if I'm roommates with him, and
man,
all he could talk about all week, he's like, that was so fun, man. It was awesome. So he really, really appreciated that. It was cool.
Yeah, I've watched so many sliders happen, and there were a couple opportunities where I could have done that, but there was enough room there, and I thought, you know what, let's just race this out and be cordial, because it comes around. If you pull a dirty slider on somebody, they're going to do the same thing to you eventually. So you're just much better off racing with respect, and that's what we do here. So that's great.
Yeah. So, no, I know he was. He's had a few big sliders tossed on him this year.
That one with Josh Most one time, that thing was a monster.
John told me, he's like, I was just waiting to see that car just right in front of me, but no, he really appreciated it.
You're not really an over.
It was entertaining.
You've never been an over-aggressive driver.
Well,
really, I mean ever since I was little watching you've never.
Some tracks you got to be a little bit more aggressive than others, typically. And that night and last week again, I won because Tony gave me a little nudge coming out of 4 with 2 to go.
And
otherwise, I wouldn't have won.
You didn't know the line. Yeah.
I was in the wrong spot.
You were sitting
the whole
duck.
race.
You were. I said that first thing. I said, I'll bet you that he's probably happy that Tony.
Yeah.
Because he didn't know the line.
I told him that. And if you look at the times, my fastest time was lap 14 and 15. Of all those, I was in the wrong line.
Yeah, it's
because
you moved. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I'd have been in and typically I'm on the bottom, but I thought, you know what? It looks like a high side track, so I stayed up there, and then all of a sudden here comes Tony. I'm like, oh shoot, I better go to the bottom. So I'm glad I did. Otherwise, I would have lost that one. So.
All right, Jason. Well, we'll get you out of here. Wish you good luck tonight. Keep everything straight, and we'll wish you luck the rest of the year, man.
Thanks. I appreciate it, guys.
All right, race fans. That was Jason Roll, the driver of the 96 car of Avoca, Iowa. We're going to take one last commercial break, come back with our hobby stock winner from last weekend, and we'll come right back here on Pitside Live.
Last night.
All right, thank you, guys. You stay on.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. Good luck tonight. See ya. You stay on.
Okay.
You and Cole can do Tom.
Oop.
Well, if you want to do that, take your phone. Yeah, I know. You can run the commercials. Yeah, I'll get it.
What if we could harness the power of the sun by using the earth to transform the way we use energy? Water furnace geothermal systems are simply the most efficient way to keep your family comfortable. Winter or summer, day or night, rain or shine, without burning fossil fuels. Giving you the freedom to focus on life.
Call Camblin Mechanical or visit CamblinMechanical.com for your water furnace needs today.
Are you interested in starting a career instead of just getting another job? Well, hop on over to Fresco System USA and let us help you find the one for you. We offer competitive wages, benefits starting day one, and so much more. You can pick up an application at 2026 Fernwood Avenue, find us on Indeed, Better Team, and Facebook, or call 712-623-8100, extension 6659. Spring into action and join the Fresco team today.
No matter what your insulation needs are, Heartland Foam Insulators is your go-to company. From removal to blow-in to foam, they are ready to go to work for you in any type of building, whether it be an existing house, new construction, a metal building, commercial building, or a unique...
Fans to Pitside Live here at Adams County Speedway in Corning, Iowa. It is Aiken Building Center night, as well as what we've mentioned all night again. We've got some bikes we're giving away thanks to Whole Hog Barbecue and also Bryce Allen Racing. So make sure your kids, when you come in, we're going to give you a pink ticket for the girls and a blue one for the boys. But tell you what, let's dive into some results here real quick. Maybe as we get this thing turned on for the, I can look them up on my phone too.
Here we are.
Keep going. You ready? All right, we're going to go. All right, should be back on YouTube here. So, hey, last week we had fun, but we also had a hobby stock race, and your top 10 in your hobby stocks last week was Cody Warner finishing 10th, followed by Derek Myers in the 5-car finishing 9th. Dustin Kraut was 8th. Bennett Johnson had a good run, 21B finishing 7th. Tommy Luft is 6th place. Adam Hensel in the old Banana Machine 7H was 5th. Jim Toll in the 22 was 4th, followed by Tyler Gray in the 12G, had a great run. Jared Lunn also had a good run. He was up there in the front for quite a while in the 95. He was pounding on our winner, who's going to be our next guest here, Tom Myers out of Glenwood.
And your top 10 in points right now, 10th is Buddy Heitzig out of Bedford, Iowa. 9th is Anthony Fletchall out of Grant City, Missouri. 8th is Tom Myers out of Glenwood, Iowa. Anthony Davis out of Essex. 6th is Derek Myers out of Glenwood. And your top 5 right now, and this is a tight battle with inside your top 5. And 5th is Tyler Gray out of Clarinda. Jim Toll out of Reading in 4th. 3rd is Cody Warner out of Clearfield. 2nd, great season going for Dustin Grout out of Prescott, Iowa. And then your points leader, who has ran away from that top 5 battle, currently 74 up on 2nd, is Adam Hensel out of Atlantic.
Yeah, great point value. But I tell you what, our next guest, he's standing right beside me. For those of you watching on YouTube, Tom, so you can see our lovely faces here. So, Tom Meyer out of Glenwood, welcome aboard.
Hey, thanks.
So, if I can see this thing, number 3, there we go. Never know my volumes here. Anyway, so, hey, you got your first one of the year, right?
Yeah, it was.
So,
yeah.
I know you've had some tough luck a couple of times, and I know sometimes might have been an odd call, maybe, I don't know, but that's racing, and I know you know it. So I can't remember the night I was in charge or not if that happened. I'm trying to remember. So, but anyway, you've been doing this a long time. Just like we just talked off camera here, you've been in business for a long time too. And what's your goals here? How long are you going to keep doing this? Just while you're having fun, obviously.
Well, until I can't get in the car anymore, I guess.
Well, I got to ask about this season. You're always running up front. I know this year it's probably been pretty difficult. Even you and Derek have had a lot of mechanical gremlins go on. So how sweet was it to finally get back into victory lane after all those struggles?
Oh, it was great. I mean, we started the year out strong, and I almost Me and Tanner had a really close race. And,
that's right.
Then after that, I spun out on my own 1 week. The next week I got spun out. The week after I had a flat. The week after that, something else happened. And last week the week before I broke a transmission. Just a lot of attrition this year. So finally, to have nothing go wrong and to win the race, it was special. So.
Absolutely, and I remember it pretty good last week. I'm doing so many things, but I got to watch that one pretty good. But Jared was right up there. I mean, he was going after you there quite a few times. I'm trying to remember if there was a restart that I thought he had you a minute there, but you got him back. I'm trying to get my memory going. But anyway, you guys put on a great show last week, that's for sure. And then I've said this before, Derek, he is that close.
Yeah, Derek, he's been running really good, and he's on the verge of winning a race. He just needs to get up there and everything go right, and he will win a race pretty soon.
He's looking real consistent to me this year and everything, and it's yourself. You really haven't changed much. Same car you've had for a few years now.
Yeah, we built this one in 17. Mm-hmm.
So, and the other thing about you is you always have a sweet looking car. Because every year when we do the best appearing, it's always fun because you're always in the mix every single time for sure, because it's always a sweet looking car, so it makes it tough. But that's the thing, and I know you have your own businesses, and we've talked about that off camera too, and you're in the restaurant business, which I grew up in, and we talked about that and how it doesn't get any simpler.
Yeah. That's for sure.
And it touches everybody, food prices, and I go out and I'm like, man, geez, I'm paying, but you don't have a choice because that's what it costs for the owner to get that food too. So it's like, geez. So anyway, I didn't want to get on that subject again. We've already beat that horse to death. But anyway, so plan on running the tradition this year, obviously.
Yeah, we will.
Definitely going to do that. So any other things? I mean, I remember back you used to run twice a week because you ran I-80 all the time, right?
Yep.
And you're not really doing that anymore. I mean, you're not any other tracks right now?
No, there's no time, energy, or money. So
right. Yeah, exactly. So, and that's the thing. Unless you've got a lot of support for the pit crew, that's the thing. But a lot of your pit crew is probably family, isn't it?
It's mainly one guy, Matt O'Dowd, and he's been my crew chief for quite a few years. He'll come during the week and get the car ready usually, and without him I wouldn't be able to race because I just don't have the time and energy to work on it. And so he'll get the car ready, take care of it, and then it's usually good to go.
Because obviously Tom and Tiff's is a restaurant in Glenwood, so that's a lot of your time too. And then probably in the off season, you're probably working on your other job a little bit, kind of getting things, a little maintenance stuff. Probably is that?
Oh yeah, we have 5 plow trucks and just keeping those running and guys in the seats and they're like that blizzard we had last year. By the time it was all said and done, I only had 1 truck left running, and I was in it. I was at 43 hours straight in the truck.
Yeah, it's one of those things that sucks. Is you're not positive how everything's running until you have to use it.
Oh yeah, when you get we work the death out of those trucks, and you have something break, and you don't have time to stop and work on it, and
then the weather sucks to try to work it in. It's just
everybody's saying, "Did you forget about me?" And I'm trying to get there as fast as I can.
I'll get there. I'll get there. Maybe about 3 in the morning I'll get to you. So,
I remember that storm. That was a wild week. They had to shut down work one of the days because there was so much snow. I was actually down in Oklahoma when that happened and was showing that weather to people from Texas, and they're like, how do you live there? But I tell you what, I saw the forecast for this winter. It's not looking any better, according to what they said.
You don't mind hearing that. That keeps you busy, though. Seriously.
That's money making right there. So as long as the trucks stay up and running, like you said.
It seems like a lot of people in that business also have lawn care they do, too. But you don't do that.
No.
Right?
No, because I have the restaurant.
Right. But, I mean, it seems like a lot. When I worked in Council Bluffs, that's what you did. They did lawn care in the summer, and then in the off season it was snow removal. So it seemed like a lot of them do that.
I mean, I really didn't even mean to build it. I've always had a plow truck, since I was like 19, and I just do my own stuff, and you know, people started asking, hey, can you do mine? I'm like, sure, you know. So
a lot of it's word of mouth, yeah.
Yeah, and then word of mouth. The next thing I know, I'm buying another truck, and then I'm buying another truck.
Right.
I was up to 7 trucks, but I scaled back a little bit.
I'm gonna bring this up because I chuckle about it, but a lot of lawn care businesses they also have another business they do, and that's putting up Christmas lights. You ever thought about doing that?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm sure climbing up on a ladder to do that sounds real fun.
No. I knew the answer to that one. I probably even asked, but I had to do it because just being dumb. But I laugh too that a lot of them do that now. I'm like, geez, you got to pay somebody to put up Christmas lights, really? Jeez.
I thought about, you know, buy a couple day cabs or a couple dump trucks, put some guys in them, and then when it's snowing, they can drive the plow trucks.
Right. So. Yeah. Like that deal. We had that in Nottoway. I'm the backup city plow guy in Nottoway, but we had that trouble. If we would have had another snow, we didn't know where we were going to put snow because the sides of the roads were already. We usually just pushed off-side, but we didn't have any room for anything else. So
yeah, I used to do. There's Pacific Junction and Silver City. I've plowed those towns before, and like their main strip, you have to take all the snow out. So but you know, we have V plows and plows with wings that will carry the snow.
Yeah, we have a 1970 Chevy pickup, 4-wheel drive, former brush fire truck, and it's helpless. That's what we have. But luckily, we got an old guy that good friends with named Kenny McEwen, and he has a skid loader, and we'll go out there at that thing, and it's all a matter of keeping your hands warm enough before they go totally numb and you can't feel nothing in your feet running that thing. But he helped us a lot with that too. And then you get into calling farmers, hey, can you bring a loader in to move some of this out of our way? But that's small town. But it's no different than PJ and stuff. But I know PJ. They have some different little setup, you know, because their taxation is a little different here in the big town of Nottoway. So, but yeah, that's a good business. So what's your plans this year? Just finish out the year, run the tradition. Are you going to try to look at any other specials to go to, or?
I don't know.
Tiny Lund maybe.
I'm not sure. I don't like how short Harlan is now.
That's what I was going to ask you too. Have you been up there since they've changed it, or?
Yeah, I went to Tiny Lund last year. I ran the first night and I didn't go back for the second night because I don't like that small. Like 3/8 of miles, okay, but
sure,
that thing's like too small.
Sure. You know, that's what we chuckled early on when we were talking about those Hunt the Front guys. We were talking about them off camera too, and they showed a camera where they walk up the corner down there and says, "Holy cow, those are long straightaways." I'm like, man, I don't understand it. Does nobody like to go fast anymore?
I like it.
Well, that's what we've talked about.
Ricky Bobby's anymore.
Yeah.
What's the deal?
The guys that have been around for a while, they like these big tracks, and that's something I was going to bring up too. Maybe with the snow plowing, that might be the trick to the old dry slick. But I mean, I look at the results there. Maybe besides Tyler Gray, all that top 5, those are all veteran guys. And how fun was that to be on a slick track? I know we've had a couple nights this year where it's been quite a bit of tack. I'm sure that had to be fun out there on a slick track top to bottom.
Yeah, there was quite a few nights that it was just one groove, you know, right in the middle. It was greasy on the bottom, marbles on the top, and or it was tacky, and you know, the cars that don't usually handle the greatest, I mean, all they got to do is stand on the gas. So it's tougher for me on a tacky track than it is a slick track. So.
Well, like they say, anybody can drive a tacky track. Seriously, I mean that's what you know, and it's proven. You watch them, and you watch a lot of these young guys. Oh, I love it when it's tacky. I'm like, yeah, because you know, that's why a lot of the guys like dry slick, because you get some to show your talent. You know, it evens the playing field and it shows your talent. You know, it's like. You know, you don't have to be out there trying to outmotor somebody. You're just out driving them. That's why people are used to that. So.
Yeah, I mean, there for a while, I think it was a 6-car battle for I think you were kind of in a solo lead, but back behind you, I know you don't have a mirror, but there was a hornet's nest behind you of guys. They were 3 wide, 2 deep, going at it for second, and it's probably a good thing you didn't have a mirror, because if you could see what was going on behind you.
I don't know if you watched. Did you watch the replay? You probably did, because I forgot even talking about that early on tonight. That I think 14th was less than top 14 were less than a second apart.
Wow.
Yep.
The top 14. Because that's it. You guys, it looked like Anthony was up there. Double A was up there saying it looks like Talladega hobby stocks, because it was just a pack the whole time. You guys never separated. I mean, they were behind. The whole damn field was behind you, following you, trying to catch up to you. It was just crazy. It's just
I think.
And you've seen the replay, but that was a fun race to watch too.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I think Yeah, 14th was where it was at. Yeah, everybody on that last lap before the caution. I think it was that early caution we had. Yeah, everybody's lap time was within a second. I'm like, I don't remember the last time I've seen that, but I think that shows how hard it is to win one of these races here, because our hobby stock field, I mean, Evan and I say it all the time, they put on one of the best shows every week. So
for 3 years now.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are the show as far as I'm concerned. It's like the first SLMR race. You know, we ran late, and we run the SLMR, and I'm pretty sure you guys were afterwards. And they were, hey, folks, you're going to miss the best race of the night. Why are you leaving? And that's the truth. It's like, because you guys were up next, if I remember. I can't remember, but it's like, and it's the truth. I mean, you guys are the show right now, and I totally agree with you guys. You're fun to watch.
Yeah, there's at least a dozen cars out there that could win any given night.
Absolutely. And, you know, some of these younger guys, like Tommy Luft, Bennett Johnson's young, you know, but they're moving up. They're getting better.
Oh,
They've got the seat time now, and they're Dustin Grout, after he moved up from a compact, same way. Those guys are tough, along with Derek. I agree. Derek's knocking on the door. It's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And then you got I'm missing one here. I got to find here, but I don't even see him now. Davis, you know, Kevin Davis's boy. He's you know, right there too. He's already got a win this year. So
yeah.
You know, it's like, it's just amazing to me. I guess I don't even see where he ended up last week. I need a mouse. I don't.
I believe he had some troubles. He was in 13th right there. So
you know, it's just incredible. That class that's the premier class right now, and that's what's fun. It's great to have you a part of it, but I'm sure you feel it out there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's tough. You got to be on your game, and
no easy pickings though. I mean, you're winning in this class. You're doing something, I think. So tell you what, we've been.
Well, yeah, I just now realized the time. We better get him back to his car.
What time is it? Really?
6:30.
You got to be kidding me.
So
what happened to the time?
That went quick.
Oh, sorry.
So, well, really quick before we let you go, who do you have to thank for this racing operation?
Oh, my word, Tom. Sorry.
Well, thank my wife and grandkids for being my biggest fans, and my crew chief, Matt O'Dowd. And there's Tom and Tiz Family Restaurant, Myers Snow Removal, Kirsch Transportation Services, Volcanic Peppers, and El Porton Mexican Grill. I appreciate everything they do to help us get our tires and stuff and get through the year.
Yep, and if you're in Glenwood or driving through, thinking about a place to eat, don't go to the city, or you're coming out of the city, stop in Glenwood at Tom and Tiss, great place to eat. Used to live over there. Used to love going down there. I have a lot of friends that go down there, so don't hesitate to go to Tom and Tiss. But I tell you what, sorry we drug this out, Tom. I'm glad you came on the show, and good luck out there this week, and go get them again. Back it up.
All right, thanks.
All right. Thank you, Tom. That was Tom Myers out of Glenwood, Iowa, in our hobby stock class. But I tell you what, it's time to get out of here. It's 6:30 already. I'm like, what the heck happened?
If he wants the hot lap, we might need to slide him in with the stock cars.
Yeah, you guys kind of went overtime there.
I guess I didn't even know it.
It's 6:30 race, fans.
I looked down at my phone. I'm like, oh, it's time to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I was having fun. So, tell you what, folks, we're going to get it signed off out of here. But I'm going to be selling 50-50. We're going to feed the pack here in town with the money. So. Make sure you get your ticket for that. I'll be out here in the stands here real quick. But, guys, for Evan Baldwin, Cole Hendrickson, we'll be back with you next week for Trucker Night. So make sure you get here with your semis. We're going to have a blast with that thing, and it'll be Trucker Night next week. So on behalf of all you guys, we'll see you next week.